the practice got a little bit chippy toward the end there. What does it do to the playing group when something like that breaks out? And does it energize you guys?
No, it's just a physical environment always. We're always trying to mimic what it's going to look like in a game. So, I embrace it. I love it. And I know the boys do as well. It's just, a physical game, and we're just trying to embrace that.
Can you give us an idea of how practices have been this week, especially after a loss like the one in Tassie? I imagine that they were a bit more amped up than usual.
Yeah, it's always an interesting one. I think our team's great just because we're a super resilient group. We prided ourselves a lot in bouncing back last year, and we're trying to mimic that this year. So it's all about the film room, looking at what we can improve, mistakes we made, and then implementing that on the floor, but also just having, a next game up mentality. So, a lot of focus on Perth and Cairns this weekend.
How important is it to have veterans on this team and also continuity from last year to this year when you're bouncing back from games like that?
It's everything. I mean, as a young guy, you look to those guys like CG, Delhi, I could go down the list of guys, who have been in many more situations and played many more years than me. And you just see how they, react to certain things. And it's not the end of the world if we lose one game. It's a long season. So, yeah, having vets on this team, and especially the continuity you mentioned in the chemistry, it's everything.
What's the focus for this team going into this first matchup this week against Perth?
They're a highly talented squad. Obviously, Bryce is on our radar, but it's also just a super hostile environment. We're aware of what we're walking into at RAC Arena. So, and then there's a lot of focus on us as well, playing our style of game, making sure everything's with us.
Is it awkward going into a hostile environment in Perth when you were from Perth?
I wouldn't say awkward, but it's a special moment for me every time I walk in there, especially as the opposing team. I've had a lot of special memories there, not only as a player, but as a fan as well. So, and it's always just special having your family in the crowd, So I see mum, dad, and my sister, which is always special.
Is there something that's like always in you when you go to Perth that you want to perform particularly well when you're in that building?
I mean, yeah, and just particularly for me, I love, having my family in the crowd. I dedicate a lot of my success and a lot of my career to them and the sacrifices they made. So making sure to show out. And I know if I don't at least get up 1-3, my dad's going to kill me. So that's always an extra thing.
Can you talk about your role this year compared to last year and how you've perhaps grown into it and learned the little nuances of being effective in it?
Yeah, great question. You mentioned the continuity of the group, so a lot of it's similar, but it's just growth. First year's all about learning, the league, the team, my teammates. So I feel like I've passed that and, kind of trying to be more aggressive in my role, but it always comes down to defense and rebounding. That's what I pride myself, and I think that's what, my best attributes are for this team.
It feels weird that you've got to this point in the season, you haven't had a home game yet. How excited are you to play in front of your fans and to finally have a home game?
I can't wait. Yeah, I definitely miss John Cain Arena. And having a Sunday game is always super special. I feel like that's our best opportunity to get Melbourne families out, and I always love seeing kids high energy. So no, obviously Perth is our main focus, but can't wait to get in John Cain Arena and see the fans.